Soda Bay, that we've
Yeah,
been
we-
flying off the lake here since 1990.
Yeah, we're kind of part-timers in Lake County. We have a home in Soda Bay and then our home in Sebastopol. And so since we were retired, we split our time up between Sebastopol and Lake County. So,
It's a little blue Quicksilver GT on floats,
Yeah.
straight floats that we've been flying here
Yeah.
for
we've,
a long time.
yeah, we've been flying with this little Quicksilver GT 500 on floats, straight floats, since 1992.
On this
And
lake.
on this lake. Its very first flight was out of Soda Bay. It's never been on, it's a tricycle gear landing gear airplane, but we've never had it on wheels. We've always had it on floats, and its first flight was in Soda Bay, and that's all it's ever done is be on water. And so we managed to keep the wings out of the dirt on that one too. So
What size motor does that thing have in it?
it has a 65 horse, two-stroke Rotax.
Rotax. Yeah,
Called
that's
a
what mine
five-
is.
It's called a 582.
Yeah, that's a big one.
So,
It's the best carnival ride I've ever been on.
it's low and slow. I mean, and it's just for local flights. We've been to Berryessa with it and Mendocino and of course Clear Lake, but it's not a cross-country machine. It's just for fun, for local flights. And it has been a lot of fun. That's what brought me personally, that's what brought me to Lake County. The big attraction was to be able to fly off the floats. And I feel like I came for the flying, but then I stayed for the people, because the people, we have a lot of social connections up here, and so I'm grateful for all of that, for all of you. So.
My name's Mike Shanahan, APIA in their old facility. I was fortunate enough to land a lease there and moved over probably 6 months or so ago. And I'm originally from Ukiah. We got a Centaurita and a Musketeer that we play with. And I've been doing this since about 1980. I was the original airport bum, hopped the fence, lived in a bad neighborhood, and hopped the fence, and some old guy tried to put a broom in my hands, and that's, here I am, I guess and they saved my life over there, because everybody in my neighborhood's dead or on drugs. And I guess that's about all I got.
I'm Julie, the wife, and I just go for the ride and bitch about the costs.
That's pretty much summed up with the term wife.
Ducking is a good skill to
He ain't too quick.
skill to have.
What's the difference between a musketeer and a sundowner?
Sales and marketing.
Yeah.
They're pretty much the same airplane.
Horsepower.
Yeah, most musketeers have the 160 horse, isn't that right?
150, 160, 165, depending on what.
There was a one that had 200 horsepower.
Super Musketeer.
I think, yeah, but most of, and then ours is a 0360, 180 horse.
And they stuck an extra window in ours.
Yeah, you probably got all the bells and whistles,
We-
so like a left door and baggage door.
No.
No. Yeah, we would
Just
really
a-
like another door.
Just
Another door would be terrific.
Just a right-hand door and the right-hand cargo area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
So
have
you
a
still have to
cargo
strap the
room.
luggage to the wings, is that it?
Yeah. It will,
But you can put anything in that cargo area,
I mean-
and it'll fly.
yeah, I mean, for such a small airplane to be certified for 274 pounds or something for the cargo, that's pretty unusual to have that much.
It's a beach craft, so.
And pretty big tanks, so
Yeah.
it's a station wagon with wings, really.
Yeah.
So,
Mine's 150 horse with no baggage door, no left door.
yeah.
I I got a buddy on the East Coast that's working on putting a door on them and putting a baggage door, and he's getting an STC for any engine on any type, because, you know, the airframe has been certified at one time for
Sure.
pretty much anything.
Yeah.
He's working on a DAR to get it all.
Cool.
Great. John, why don't you start it off? What's your take?
Okay, well, I learned to fly in Pacific Bay in the Philippines, got my project there in 1968, not quite as much fun as the old timers over there. And then my first real flying job was out of Burbank, flying Viscounts, flew rock and roll bands around for a couple of years. Then moved up to Clear Lake, and at Lower Lake High, they had aviation and an airplane as part of their curriculum, and so I taught the high school kids how to fly. And then I flew for Southern Air Transport, stepbrother of Air America, for about 10 years. And then I also ferried airplanes for Paul. I'm wearing this hat in his honor. Did that for about 20 years off and on, actually. And now I just give biennial flight reviews anymore if anybody ever needs one. But, you know, I just kind of take it easy and fly a little here and a little there.
Afternoons only.
Afternoons only.
That's right. Don't call before 1 o'clock.
Yeah. He knows. You got me out there at 10 o'clock one day, though.
I
So
know, I did.
that's about it. Next, Herb.
I learned to fly, well, actually, I should say, my very first flight was in a glider and in college, and I was hooked. And got my license in '82, and I've been lucky to spend most of my life flying and taking pictures, both of which I'd love to do. And when I saw Clear Lake, I realized that seaplanes had to be part of my life. So that has really become a passion of mine, and I really love flying seaplanes.
And how many Taylorcraft do you have now? I'm gonna rat you out on that.
You have no mercy.
You ferry airplanes as well?
I do ferry airplanes, yeah. That is actually what, the first ferry flight is how I discovered Lake County, bringing a steerman from Galveston up to Lamson Field.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, a steerman yet.
Yeah, and you know, I gave the rides at the opening party, and then they didn't, the flying school that I brought it out for didn't have anybody that could give the rides in the beginning, so I'd fly up. I was down in Petaluma at that time, and so they asked me if I'd come do the rides, and of course I love flying that airplane, so I said sure. Never charged them a dime. And so I made all these circles around the lake, and then saw the splash-in happening, and got my first seaplane lesson, I think, in 2007. And when I had that first lesson from Terry Hayes, what an amazing seaplane pilot, I knew I was lost. And it took me a long time to actually get the rating and to finally get a seaplane. That only happened really recently. It's really great for my photography business too, flying the seaplane. It enables me to take completely different kinds of pictures than what I can from a wheeled airplane. So that's been very exciting for me.
Mark was sharing earlier at the table how you know how to fly with no hands.
Matt, yeah, I was.
Or Matt, yeah,
When
Matt.
when we went by that car show, I'd never seen anything like that in my life. He did a pass and I took a video, and then he did a 60-degree bank, came back, and he got it lined up, and he just kind of put it in the bank, just right rudder, let go of it, open the window, he says, I'm steering at the airspeed, and then take the shots. Never seen anything like it, and it stayed right there, no hands. That was fun.
And you survived.
I knew I would. And then I got a picture of Mendo Mill, we flew over where I worked, and then we were up high, and this isn't working, so he came over and we took a picture. We were pretty low, 300, I don't know. Anyway, I went to work that next day and I showed him the pictures. And the guys in the yard were like, that was you? We thought that you guys were falling out of the sky because you're so low. We thought there was something wrong with it. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
There he is.
We're talking about you and missing you.
Yeah, well, you know.
Very missing, yes.
It's Lee's turn.
Have a seat.
Pull up a chair.
Pull up a chair, Lee.
stories.
Hey,
Since
You're
you
gonna have to
came,
introduce yourself, Lee.
since you came in late, you gotta tell us your whole flying career.
Yeah, we want to hear about your flying career.
Right now.
Harry Landing is my name.
That's Harry Lanning.
All right, let's keep going on this table.
Yeah.
I thought we just let him, since he just came in.
No,
He's gonna finish up the table.
He's going last, yeah.
You're going last?
Yeah, he's got the best story.
You're gonna fall asleep.
Okay.
If I take a little wine.
Yeah.
Who's next?
All right,
What about you? You're going around this way.
We're guests, so you, go ahead.
What is gas?
You're only
I gotta
pilot
talk now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Where do I start? Let's see, I first soloed, I think, in 1977. Steve, people know Steve Fusco back in the day.
Yeah.
He taught me how to fly. Well, I'd go flying with him, and we do all these aerobatics and stuff in the Citabria. So I liked it, and so he gave me the basics, and then I ended up getting with Ken Day and soloed with him in his Citabria, another Citabria, and so then I went off to college, and I was back in the Jimmy Carter days. Fuel was really expensive and everything was tough, and I went to Santa Rosa JC, and I checked out in a little 150 there with the instructor, and I paid the bill, and I'm going, I don't think I'm gonna be able to afford this. So I gave it up for 40 some odd years, and raised a family and business and that type of thing. And my little brother, half brother, was always into aviation. His dad was an airline pilot, and he came to my mother's birthday one time. He's from the Midwest, and he was recovering a Cub and doing stuff that he really liked it, and he got his float plane rating, trading with the flight school. And I said, well, if you like it so much, why don't you do that? Because he's a tile setter. And he said, well, I need a project. And I said, well, I've always loved the Super Cub. That's my favorite plane, always been my favorite plane. So we went out and searched the world over, and we found a Super Cub. Lo and behold, it was 1959, the year I was born. It was an old ag plane, and we restored that whole plane. He did it, and it won an award at Oshkosh, and we flew it back, and I started up my, I couldn't find my old logbook, so started from the beginning. So got my pilot's license. I think it took me probably close to 2 years. I got all done with it, and that's what I'm flying. And then I got my float plane rating, and got floats on my Super Cub, and so I flew that for about a year on the floats, and learned a lot putting the floats on with Tom Lawson, and that type of thing. I've taken them off, put my wheels back on, learned that, and I have a little baby Ace too. It's a single cockpit, little squirrely 65 horse plane, kind of like the one you had, but a little bigger wingspan.
Right.
It's like a clipped wing Cub, and so I fly that, and I got a couple project planes. Well, I've had 1 foot in Petaluma and 1 foot in Kelseyville all my life, basically. So I have a couple hangars in Petaluma and 1 hangar here in Lamson. So I fly back and forth in my Super Cub. So anyway, so I don't know if you guys, I'm kind of like a wannabe bush pilot, I guess. And you've probably heard of the Flying Cowboys, right?
No, I never heard of them.
Never heard of them? Anyway. So I call myself the flying mule skinner, 'cause I'm a mule skinner. Actually, I am a mule skinner. So that's my, little code name, flying mule skinner. So that's the guys from Petaluma know me as the mule skinner.
Okay.
Does anybody know what a mule skinner is?
No.
Really? Because people hear the name, they don't really know what it means. And a mule skinner is somebody who can ride, drive, and pack mules, you know, and deal with a string of mules, and pack them and deal with them and that type of thing. So, and back in the history of our country and stuff, the mule skinners were the ones that, well, here in Lake County, just so you know, they used to have a flour mill here. They used to bring, grind the flour here off of Kelsey Creek, where it was next to my property, actually, right across the street. And then go to Cloverdale with it through the old road and back and haul, the grain and that type of thing. So mule skidders just handled the mules, you know, a team of them. And mules are just, they got more, stamina and, they can go all day, whereas a horse can go a couple hours and they're tired, you know. And but the combination of a horse and a mule is good. A mule skinner is like, I ride a horse, but I have mules. And but the horses are quicker, mules are a little more steady and that type of thing. They all have, I mean, it's just kind of like the planes. Some planes are good for sport planes, and other ones are more transport planes, and you know, different kinds of planes, or haul gear, or bush planes like mine. And other planes are. So anyway, and that's about it.
It's your story and you're sticking to it.
Yeah, I'm sticking to it. And I'm a carpenter by trade, kind of like Jesus, but not as perfect.
Good note to end on.
But I'm trying to be.
Couple
I'm
more,
drinking-
couple more of those, and I will.
Well, here's the blood of Christ.
Keep going on that table.
Well, this is my girlfriend, Debbie, and she's not a pilot, but she's a backseat pilot, kind of in a sense, you know. And
With my mouth shut, though.
yeah, every time she feels comfortable, she rubs my shoulders for me, you know. Fly a, you know.
Mule skinner in training, right?
Yeah, but that feels good, you know, because, you know, oh, yeah.
All right, enough.
Or if I make a good landing on the water or whatever, she gives me a good rub. Oh, that was nice.
Okay. Next.